Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
We're so excited to be here. We thank you so much from Project Discovery for asking us to be here. This was really fun for us to get this all set up and work with you all through the process to get us here today. So we're so excited. They sent an email this morning saying today's the day, which was just so exciting to know. You know, even though we're on the stage here, you guys are still there supporting us through it. So we appreciate you all as well. Okay, so my name is Samantha Barron. I am currently a special education teacher at Cannon McMillan High School. This is my 13th year teaching. Prior to being in the high school setting, I taught elementary for 5 years. I taught in every type of special education classroom there is. So I have a wealth of experience at the elementary level, but Cannon McMillan decided to take a chance on me at the high school. And I'm so glad that they did because I have really found a passion at the high school level for job skills and transitions and helping our students really prepare for life after high school. In my specific role here, I take care of social studies instruction and language arts instruction for our students in the Life Skills and Autistic Support Program. And as far as paperwork goes, I am case manager for our 11th and 12th grade students.
Yes. Good job. So I am Sam's counterpart. She is my better half. So I also am the autistic life skills teacher here at the high school. I have been in education for about 6 years. I have experience in middle school life skills and then as well as learning support at a middle school. So coming back and being in a life skills classroom, I have found my passion here at the high school, working with our students through their careers and different things they want to be once they graduate high school. So it's been kind of awesome learning as we go together and shaping our program to what we truly want out of it, and that's for our students to get jobs and gain meaningful employment once they graduate and leave us. I take care of the 9th and 10th grade students on my caseload in our autistic life skills classroom, and then I run the Big Mac Beanery, which we will talk about later, and I do the teach math and science in our classroom. So moving on, go ahead.
So why we thought it'd be important to start today with kind of our why in looking at this curriculum and how we got, to this point. So we are really lucky in our schedule. We do follow the regular high school bell schedule. So we have 9 periods a day. Each of them are 42 minutes. And we are very lucky to have 3 of those 42-minute blocks dedicated solely to transitions and everyday living curriculum. So that happens daily. Prior to us getting here and getting this curriculum, Kaylee and I kind of felt like somewhere that we lacked as educators was providing instruction during this time frame. When you go to college, you're taught how to teach math and how to teach language arts or social studies or science or whatever it may be. But I know that I never took classes specifically on how to teach job skills to students. So wasn't somewhere that I felt confident was lacking was Kaylee and I in high school, so we could only pull from that previous knowledge base. I wasn't able to teach my students how to work on a car or really do greenhouse work or any of that sort of thing because I really didn't have any of that experience to be able to pass on to them. And we had students who are interested in these things, so we were, doing the best that we could to kind of pull from materials that we had, but there wasn't a lot of curriculum available that was, this is the step-by-step of how to teach your students this. So another reason we looked into new curriculum was we kept getting similar parent feedback that was their students were getting to be 11th or 12th grade and they still weren't even sure what a job was. I know I say I go to work, but what do I do while I'm there? Their students also weren't able to understand what jobs were available. If they went to the grocery store, they weren't able to identify, who is working here and what specifically are they doing. So it's just a lot of lacking of our students' understanding of kind of what even a job is. And the third reason of why we were looking for something is some of our graduates or students nearing graduation were lacking kind of post-secondary goals. So we had this goal of them getting a job, and the student was on board with that, and the family was on board with that. But then it was kind of like, what job do you even want? So we really were looking for something to help us meet all of these criteria. And we were really lucky that our administration was very supportive of us. And they found this for us, suggested to us. We had a meeting and we both fell in love. So it's really been great for us to be able to check all of these boxes that we were lacking before.
Okay, so a little bit about our specific program and why we decided to kind of shape it to the way it is. So in our specific room, we service students who have Down syndrome, autism, learning disabilities, intellectual disabilities, and other health impairments. With that being said, that's a wide range of abilities of students that we service. So we service from 9th to 12th grade, all varying levels. So once, Sam and I kind of took a deep dive into what we wanted our programming to start looking like, we really wanted to focus on that transition piece and found that obviously that once they hit this high school level, that's where our instruction is gearing towards for that life after high school. With that being said, we've kind of saw that as sort of not a fun conversation to have, not a, we're looking at, okay, it's time to start getting a job and what that's going to look like. So we wanted to make this not so fun topic be exciting. So we're like, okay, how can we do that? What can we do? And that is just over inform everybody of what is out there for your student. And with that, we've learned so much and continue to learn so much on what program. So our specific program is about 20 minutes south of Pittsburgh. That's where we are located. So in Washington County, in PA, and then Allegheny County, we work with a lot as well. And we have found a variety of post-secondary programs that once our students graduate are able to move on to. With that being said, we implemented a transition night for our parents to come to, and we suggest that they start coming their 9th grade year. That's because we want them to have the information and then see each program that's out there, do their own research. If they have questions, we have 4 years to figure it out. What we've noticed at the high school is that 4 years goes really fast. So it's important that we get all that information, give it to them, and they can, we can have those discussions each year at the IEP meetings. Our transition night is during our open house. So our open house, we have a lot of parents come to that, and then they're able to sit in on the meeting, and we go over, me and Sam give a presentation of what post-secondary programs are available. We have a couple local programs so that aren't so far away from home, and then we have some out in Allegheny County. This specific picture on this slide, and what I'm going to go into next, is our senior signing day. This is another big thing we've implemented up here at the high school for our seniors, and we've found it's so exciting for them. We even have seniors coming in. I can't wait for my signing day this year. I mean, we had a couple people say that to us this year. So it's super exciting. It's a big celebration for our seniors. We have a big thing in the auditorium. They can invite whoever they want, their parents, grandparents. We have our program. So the specific post-secondary program they're going to, we have the director come. They say a couple words of their program. And then each student's called up, they sign their certificate and where they're going. So it gives them that sense of, they're committing to this post-secondary. Oh, I forgot to mention, we call this their college experience. The reason for doing that is, like we said, they're doing this signing day. So it's, this is the next step in my educational career. This is where I'm going. So it's out of it, and the kids get really, really excited about it.
So setup, how we set up our classroom. at the high school to make this run efficiently and smoothly. So our team at the high school includes 2 autistic and life skills support teachers. That's the 2 of us. And we have 3 classroom peer educators who are in and out of our classroom throughout the day. I lead the curriculum instruction while Kaylee oversees our student-run coffee shop, the Big Mac Beanery. This really allows us to have small groups of about 4 to 7 students, give or take, to participate in our rotations. So typically at the semester mark, the students who are with me participating in curriculum would go up to the Beanery, and the students that Kaylee had in the Beanery would then come down to me for instruction. So this really allows us to have as small class sizes as possible and provide one-on-one instruction when needed, because the checkouts that are provided in the curriculum and the testing is best done one-on-one. So this allows either the paraprofessional or myself to sit one-on-one with the students while the other staff member is participating in some of the other instruction. So maybe playing the bingo game or doing some of the role-playing activities. It really just allows for us to do that. And something that's been really cool that we found is how easy it is to integrate our curriculum into what we're doing throughout the rest of the school. So before, the students that Kaylee has in the Beanery right now are students who have already participated in the instruction with me. We make sure to do the food service unit first before they go up to the Beanery, just so that way they have all of the food safety and the germ instruction before they are up there preparing drinks for staff members and students. So each 9 weeks, something that's really cool that we do is we allow the students to vote on what topics they'd like to learn about. And then we kind of just take whichever topic got the most votes and start there, which really gives our students a lot of buy-in to their instruction. They chose this, they really want to learn about it. They're excited about it. Because we cannot get to every topic that every student wants in one 9-week period, we do keep track of their preferences. We just keep a Google log of all of their preferences. So that way, before they graduate, hopefully we're able to touch on their, biggest requests. Because a lot of this, the reason, again, we go back to the reason we wanted this was our students have preferences and we weren't able to teach all of those preferences prior to now. So we want to make sure we're keeping our students at the forefront of decision making and making sure that we are teaching to what they're requesting to be taught, because that could lead to a job later on. And in addition to the Big Mac Beanery, Kaylee and I worked really hard to collaborate and form relationships with other teachers in our school building, whether elective classes or other, gen ed teachers. So that way there's opportunities for our students to go into these classes. We have students who've requested to take a baking class or an early childhood education or zoology classes. So we are able to find units from the curriculum that best fit these electives and try to teach them that prior to going out in that elective. So for the zoology class, making sure our students have that animal care unit before they go. That way they have a strong background of how to treat animals, why it's important to feed them only what they're supposed to be fed, why it's important to follow a schedule, what to do if something seems off. So that way they have some foundational knowledge and we are able to show the teacher of those classes, this is what they've done in my room, so we can help to make a smooth transition to going out into some of those gen ed classes, either with the support of a paraprofessional or without, if they are able to.
Okay, so a little bit about the Big Mac Beanery. So I am up there in the morning with our students. It's periods 1, 2, and 3. So how this all kind of came about, before COVID, there was a coffee cart that was ran. Then, Sam and I really started to dive into wanting to work on these job skills, what that looks like, kind of shaping our classes to how we wanted them to look, and said, hey, to our administrators, hey, can we get the coffee cart back up and running? Well, our administrators were like, well, we have a better idea. How about we do a whole coffee shop in the library? I'm like, yes, we are on board for sure. So that was super awesome. the Big Mac Beanery has been open for about 3 school years now. So how it came about is the whole student body did a vote on the name. I think it was a Google form that we did that all 9th through 12th grade in our school voted on, and we came up, everybody voted on the name. Big Mac Beanery was the winner. That's kind of how we thought of the name. Then we got this beautiful wrap that you see in the one picture on the Big Mac Beanery. You can't miss it. It's housed in our student library. So our library is kind of a student hub during study halls and different places throughout the school day. Students are able to go up there and kind of hang out and now enjoy a cup of coffee served by smiling faces. So how this kind of operates in our day, so periods 1, 2, and 3, like Sam said, is because now with the Project Discovery curriculum, they're able to learn those skills in Miss Barron's room and then apply them when they're up with me at the coffee shop. So really just generalizing those concepts across different formats is what we do. So students rotate from there to up here. So the students right now, starting this school year that we have had the instruction in the Project Discovery and now kind of know the expectations. Like I said, we're going on year 3 of being open. So they know the expectation when they're up there and what that looks like. The Big Mac Beanery also has partners that are involved with it. So these are students in the general education who come in and help our students through their different jobs that are up there. So to become a partner, our students have to have a study hall first, second, or third period. They have to be in good academic standing, and then they have to complete an interview with me. And that interview is much like a job interview. So I take it very seriously. The students know to take it very seriously. We ask questions, and it's good practice for our general education students as well. Then they'll get a letter that they have been hired, and they have a schedule that they need to follow. If they're not going to be there a certain day, they need to email me that they're calling off that day. So we very much treat it like it's a job. That goes for my students who are in the Autistic Life Skills program as well. This is their job. So when they come up, they're clocking in, they need to wash their hands, get an apron on. We have a staff lounge that they put their belongings in, and if they need something, they can go to the staff lounge. So I very much run it like a business up there. So the jobs that the students have when they're up there, we have a cashier. This is the Square system, if anybody's familiar with that. We really love it because you're able to put pictures with it. So if you have a student who's really not that great with reading, there's a picture there. And a lot of our students who, reading's not their strong suit, they operate this system so well. So it's really been great. So they do the Square system. It prints out a ticket. We bought a printer with our funds. So the printer is just a sticky label, and they are able to stick it right on the cup. Then they take the cup back. Then give it to one of the baristas. So we have typically 2 students on this with partners making tea and refreshers, and the other ones are making the coffee. So we have hot coffee, cold coffee. And then we have different latte options. We keep the menu pretty simple because we want them to be able to follow the recipe. If they're ordering the lattes, typically we do not do substitutions because there's a specific menu back there that I work with the speech therapist to create. So students are able to follow that specific menu and what is going. So we know first the ice, then the coffee, then the cream, then the syrup. So they're following it and doing it pretty independently. So then we also have delivery. So our teachers are able to submit orders for mobile orders. It's just a Google form. The cashier, if that's their job, they send the email out at first thing every morning. The teachers put their orders in, and we deliver them second and third period. That's a job with a partner. And then we also have the caller for the students in the library. Their job is to call out the drink and work on those speech skills. So each each month I have a different schedule. So each student is rotating through these jobs, and that schedule gets pushed out each month on what they're doing and what partner they are with. We love it. It builds their independence. We work together, works on our customer service skills, just our people skills in general. And money handling and real life jobs. So cool story real quick for our Big Mac Beanery. We've seen so many positive things come of this. Students who really aren't, those great sit in their desks students are phenomenal up in the Beanery and do fantastic up there. So it's been really cool for us to see. Student who I have this year, we've had since she was a freshman, has been here through the opening up process, has been here all 3 years, is now a senior. She has become and really grown into her own up here. And she's one that's, pretty lower reading skills, but has been able to adapt everything to what she needs. And she is running the cash register. She is measuring out coffee, using, her phone to read things and come up with things and bring ideas to me. This is one, if you were to tell me her freshman year was going to do all that, I'd be like, no way. She has been now named our manager up there. So everybody goes to her for different questions, and she's able to kind of come to me and bounce ideas off of me. And I've just been so proud of her for what she's been able to accomplish. So that's been super, super cool to watch. Also, we implement like different latte flavors each month. That's kind of how that rotates. So like this month we have the pumpkin spice latte and a Vermont maple crunch latte. One's a hot latte, one's a cold latte, and then we typically have like one refresher. So like this month we have the blueberry lemonade refresher. And each of those has steps, but to that Project Discovery does steps, and they generalize that to the Big Mac Beanery up there where they have to follow the steps. So really it's just a seamless transition, generalizing concepts across everything. So yeah.
Another one of our student-led enterprises at the high school is our CM School Store. So this is another partners class. So like Kaylee has partners helping in the Beanery, we have partners helping in our school store as well. And how this got started was that our gen ed teachers that were already running the store came to us and said, well, why don't we do this together? So that was really, a great time for us to help start this with them and make it work for everybody. So our CM store is a semester class that meets daily. It is typically for our juniors and seniors because the skills required to work there. It just provides our younger students more time to get accustomed to the high school and try out some other classes before getting here. But it's a semester class that meets daily, and the participants, again, are half participants that are from the Autistic and Life Skills Support Program, and then partners. So getting into this school store is tough for our partners. There are 2 prerequisite courses that they have to take, and then they are able to request an interview with Kaylee and I both participate, as well as Mrs. Johnson, who is our gen ed teacher that leads this class. So they participate in an interview. Same thing, we take it very seriously. They're expected to let us know if they're calling off, because we rely on them to work in the store. And if not, we have to find somebody else to cover their shift. So we're trying to create as much real life experience in a simulated high school setting as we can. But together in this school store, they do it all, man. So they are in charge of creating and selling products, and they sell it all. Mm-hmm. So this week is our homecoming week. So I know for Glow Day, they were selling glow sticks. They had all sorts of different things for their themed football nights. It's been wonderful to see all the things that they come up with. And part of our partners class's job is thinking of what products go along with these theme days. They're responsible for going online, finding the products, finding the prices that are the best. And then also Kaylee and I worked closely with the classroom teacher. She has a formula and a method that she uses to teach her class. If an item costs this much, how much are we able to sell it for to still make a profit? So Kaylee and I were able to collaborate with her and come up with a really color-coded system of putting numbers in and finding what the final price needs to be. So it really allows our students a lot more independence when they're able to go over there and work. In addition to that, they are in charge of manufacturing all the items, and man, do they work. So our students they'll get on the computer with their partners, they'll come up with a design, they'll send it over to the class that does the vinyl printing. They'll get it. They have to go source the shirts in the closet, find the correct number of smalls, find the correct number of extra larges, all those sorts of things. And then they're weeding the vinyl, picking out all the little pieces. They're using the heat press to make the shirts. They're folding it all up. They're making the school store look nice. So really it is student led. Obviously staff members are there to support as needed, but Mrs. Johnson, the classroom teacher, is really phenomenal, letting the students take the lead. They also are creating flyers to post around the school. They're making commercials for our announcements in the morning. There's a lot of skills that go into it. So along with this, we try to teach the retailing unit before they start in the CM school store, because it goes over a lot of customer service aspects that have really been beneficial for students to have before working in the store. Something that was really cool for this year is, like Kaylee said, with the beanery, they started out with this cart that they had, and in the bottom picture there, you can see it in the back. And this school year, they built a school store for the school store class and for our partners class to use. So it's really cool. It really looks like a little store setting for them. They're able to have a counter. The employees are behind the counter. The customers come up to them. And it's been a really great time. Something that we have found to be incredibly beneficial in, utilizing the project discovery curriculum is that the visual schedules and the checkouts that we're completing in my classroom with the curriculum unit, we're able to utilize a similar setup in both of these courses. So they're getting the instruction in my classroom. We have these 2 simulated job sites at our school, and we're able to continue that over there and really just provide consistency. So Kaylee's able to make visual schedules for how to make a latte, check off each of the items that you add as you do it. School store is able to do a similar thing with manufacturing all the items. So find the correct size, find the correct item, get your vinyl, put on your gloves, and just go through it. So that way, our students really get a chance to really show what they know how to do. So it's been really great to implement this, but also to provide them that consistency among those different environments.
So like Sam said, that's kind of how we adapt. We do the visual schedules. We implement that across everything we do. We've also found that using the cell phone for students who may be struggling with reading, and that is an easy way they get frustrated. This is really implemented in all of our classrooms because at this level, we're focusing on the skills that we're able to do, and taking that part out of it, we've been flourished with what students are able to accomplish and understand and comprehend. So they're allowed to use their cell phone. We use the printed text aloud, so they read to printed text, so they just basically scan it and the phone reads it to them, and then they're able complete almost anything independently, especially for our more independent students. It's been awesome to watch. So just in the project discovery curriculum, those checkouts that Miss Barron does in her room, she's able to have them read it. They can complete it independently, which is the point of it. And then I also do that up in the beanery when they're making drinks. They're able to read the steps to themselves, follow the steps, and it's been really cool to watch. And another way we adapt is we have students who do verbal behavior programming. So if anyone's familiar with the patent programming, ABA, we use that in our rooms. So we pull out specific picture cards that students are working on or we want them to work on. And we use that for if we're doing food services in the room, or if they're up with me doing something in the beanery, we use those picture cards and have them talk with us and make it more meaningful for those students.
Things that we love. We could go on about this slide all day. But doing the checkouts, and again, this goes back to we're, very lucky to be able to have small class sizes with the way that our classes are structured. We're really able to pinpoint where breakdowns happen. So that allows us to give more targeted instruction and also more time to collaborate with related service providers. So for an example, we were doing the hair care unit, and one of the steps was to put the roller on the mannequin, roll it up, and then put a clip on it. My student was able to do it all, with the exception of he knew that the clip needed to go into the roller, but he did not have the fine motor to be able to, use his strength to push down and open the clip. So this was something I was able to collaborate with our occupational therapist on. And man, is he rolling hair now. So that was just something that I don't know that we would have found out had we not had such a detailed list of things to be looking for. But also how something like that of not being able to do a clip, we realized he was also not able to close a Ziploc bag. So it just leads into other things. So it's been really cool that we were able to find out, things like this with our students of where specifically they need help. Back to where we were not able to provide instruction on auto body or carpentry. Now it's not scary for us. We can teach this with confidence. This curriculum delivers clear and consistent instruction. And it's really cool how professional it appears. We're high school teachers, but we are teaching materials not at a high school level. So a lot of times the materials that we find on our own, they look childish sometimes. There might be clip arts on them that make our students feel as though they were made for a younger learner. So the way that this is formatted and the way it looks professional and it looks like high school materials, because they are real materials, I think is another strong suit of this curriculum, is it really, they feel like they're in high school and they're doing what their peers are doing. We love the hands-on activities, and I don't know about anybody else, but my students love to watch a video. So obviously they watch the classroom staff, paraprofessionals, and I will do a demonstration, and then they will watch the video. And it's also great because a lot of times we'll start the checkouts one day, but if I have 7 kids in that class, I'm not able to get them all done that day. And so we may have to come back the following day and do our checkouts again. So the video demos have been really great for me to just be able to play at the beginning of a class to kind of give a quick refresher on what we did the previous day. The diverse materials really help all students learn. So like we said before, we have students who might be going to community college or students who might be continuing on to education at a post-secondary campus. And then we also have students that are participating in that, verbal behavior, just identifying the items that you might find in a grocery store. So it really allows us to teach all of the students in our classroom within one unit. But something that's also been really cool is with the role-playing activities, our students have been asking to take the public speaking class.
Yes.
At the high school, because they love those role-playing activities so much. So that's been another, great outcome of this. We also, again, love the physical materials, because I feel like a lot of times curriculum companies aren't able to send you, real life materials, and it will either be pictures and color or not, or just saying the words of it. So it's been really great to be able to pick these materials up and use them as if they were out at a job site or out in the real world. And it's also been cool because the specific vocabulary that's provided, like we spoke on earlier with not knowing what a job is, students may be at a grocery store and see somebody working, but they don't know the term grocery clerk. They may see that the items all look nice on the shelves, but they may not know that vocabulary means or is facing the shelves. So it's just been cool. Almost every time we introduce a vocabulary word, they'll have a real life example of where they see that. So I think it really helps the vocabulary click a lot faster when they have some background knowledge to be able to add to that.
So a couple funny stories we have from this curriculum. In that photo is our one and only Mr. B. He's our behavior specialist here at the high school. He alternates between us and then the middle school autistic life skills as well. And the kids just adore him. So we did the hair care unit, and Mr. B is bald. So he got to have hair for the day. So we put the wig on him. And oh my gosh, the kids were cracking up. We were cracking up. And they did that skill of rolling the roller on him. And he's also volunteered anytime we do the hair care unit to come in and put the wig on. So that was definitely good student buy-in. We also put the wig on one of our students who we adore also. And we did the same thing with the roller. So we like to have fun with it. And it really gets the students excited to learn. So we do those role playing activities, and really we've seen it just flourish. And I even seen it upstairs whenever I'm with our students in the Big Mac Beanery, just not doing the paper and pencil activities and allowing them and their personalities to shine. I think we have like a couple students who, once they came to high school, they were so shy and didn't really want to talk. And we get these different scenarios out where we're engaging with them. We're having conversations. We're being silly. We're doing role playing. Like they said, I think this one, that's the one I was thinking of, acting like a rude customer. So we just had fun with it. And that's the whole point of it, and really to get our students engaged. So really we've just been flourished with their abilities and what they've been able to do and accomplish. And if you're interested in what else we're doing, please feel free to follow us on Instagram. McFarland Barron is our classroom run, and then the Big Mac Beanery as well. But yeah, thank you all for coming. Wait, we got more. Sorry.
So our last slide is kind of our goals moving forward. We talked about what we have done now. This is kind of our plan for moving forward. We would really like to complete all the units before we repeat any of them to kind of maximize the exposure to new. Yeah, we'll type our Instagram down in the chat to maximize exposure to new activities, because again, we don't have any real life experience working on cars, but our students want to do it. So we're going to challenge ourselves as educators to really go outside of our comfort zone and really teach that material that our students are asking for. We would also like to increase in-house and community field trips, just to make sure we're showing what real jobs are like. We would also like to invite or interview former students that are employed in related jobs. We have students that are employed at grocery stores that we could bring in for our grocery clerking unit, or who have practice with other job sites out in the community. And then the last one that we've really started focusing on the last couple of years is creating student resumes. So that way we're combining all of this information that we have received from working in the Beanery, working in the school store, completing the curriculums into a culminating project. So at the end of each checkout, the students are able to say, how much they liked it, if they didn't like it. So that information, knowing their preferences, is just as important as knowing the skills that they're good at. Because we don't want to recommend a job we see them doing a great job at if it's not something that they're enjoying. So that's been really great. And I think one of the final things that we should add to our presentation is that a lot of this is because we have really phenomenal administration. We're able to have the small class size. We were able to get this curriculum. We have a
lot of support.
We do. Yeah. So we're able to collaborate with our administration, with our related service providers, with our gen ed teachers. And that's really what's, helping us to be able to do all the things that we can do. So now we're done. But all
right. Well, guys, that was fabulous. There are a few questions in the chat. If you don't mind taking a second, I'll read them.
Sure. We'll sign autographs later.
Awesome. I'm ready for it. Just give me a good thumbprint or something. So some people have trouble getting parent involvement. Do you struggle with that? And what are some strategies you've used to increase that?
So that's fair as well. We understand transition night. We invite all of our parents every year. It is during open house. So that's kind of a double whammy that we've combined it with open house.
And we've done that purposefully because I think almost every teacher here, parent involvement is tricky. So like you were saying.
We do it during open house. Open house is 2 hours long. We do ours the hour in the middle. So that way they have half an hour on either end to go visit their other teachers. So we're hoping that, they're excited to meet all their teachers and they can stop by and see us on the way. But obviously that doesn't get everybody in. No, it does take time on our part to make sure if they're not able to attend open house, we're printing out slides from our presentation to send home. We do make, and by we, I mean Kaylee makes a really nice flyer ahead of time so that way parents have all this information. Yeah, I don't know that you're ever going to get every family to attend everything you want them to, but we really do try our best to
make it accessible for everybody. And then if those specific parents have questions, we always flood them with our information. They can reach out to us, different ways they can reach out to us. So I think for the most part, we've, but like Sam said, not all the time are we getting parents to be involved.
So we just try to send it home.
In every format.
A few more questions. So how do you track the student preferences? And that particular person just went on to say that she's really impressed about your focus on the student interest and how that will lead to future success.
Oh, cool. We're glad that you see, the same things that we're seeing too. So as far as tracking their preferences, I just keep a Google Doc of it, student name, how they scored the items. We do not do a full discovery process with it. However, we do spend several days, honestly, probably a week, maybe more, at the beginning of the school year, going through the items, speaking on going through the unit, speaking about what each of the unit is, what it entails, what stores or areas in our community might you see this pop up again. And then for some of our students who benefit from it, we just go in and open the kits up and we look at what's in there. We see what the materials might be. We do have students who have limited verbal abilities. So we just use our judgment and watching them interact with the kits and the materials in kind of making our best educated assessment of what they might be interested in.
And I think I can speak just on, like, with me being up in the beanery too. I've noticed we take it, like I said, we take it very seriously, and they know I take it very seriously. So when they're coming to me, they're excited about different jobs, or they ask me about different jobs. So we're adding that into that Google form of what they might be interested in, and what other jobs might, that, like being a cashier, we know that might be grocery, that might be, at the coffee shop, at a coffee shop. So what that might look like.
Okay. What do you do when students don't show up for the day and didn't notify you to show up, say, for the coffee shop?
So they get 3 no-call, no-shows, tallies, strikes, whatever you want to call them. And on that 3rd time, they are no longer able to be a partner in the beanery. So they're essentially fired.
And as far as the school store goes, they do sign an expectation at the beginning of the course where they are docked points after, again, so many no-call, no-shows.
Okay. So 2 more questions are left. One is, what age do you start? So that's an easy one.
9th grade.
9th grade.
And
yes.
then what does the OT involvement look like in these situations?
So our occupational therapist comes once a week. And she is with us for a good bit of the day. There are other students in the building that she needs to see, but for a good bit of the day, she is with us. So either observing, or as far as the curriculum goes, either observing to see how she can assist and make things better, or I have found and pinpointed something and I'd like for her to take a second look at it. So once she does a look from her occupational therapist perspective, she's able to provide more instruction. She's able to provide me with guidance on wording to use or how to set the environment up.
Yeah, she and does the same thing like Sam said. She comes to basically our room once a week, and she's up with me those 3 periods. She bounces between us, but she'll be up with us and working on, I think I see a lot of kids like maybe struggle putting the lids on cups. So just those little things she'll help with, scooping ice, those kinds of things. And we kind of come up with a plan on how to better adapt it, or how we can, better change it for the student so that they're able to access it.
Okay, cool. Let me just make sure nothing else popped in after you started. Nope, that's it. You got
what type of items are sold in your school store?
What?
Items.
Thank you for sharing the program.
In the
Oh, what items are sold in the school store? I missed that one. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Okay. So our school store is super cool. It's a lot of merch for the high school. Our high school also has a preschool program here. So they also sell things in preschool sizes, which is precious. But it's sweatshirts, t-shirts, hats, beanies. I know they sell phone chargers, and anything a high schooler wants. And because the high schoolers are really leading this, it's a lot of things that us as no longer high schoolers, I would never think to sell a phone charger at a school store, but it is a hot ticket item. So it's really cool.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, you're getting some cool feedback in the chat now. Just
thank you all for coming and taking the time.
Congratulations.
A couple things left to talk about. Again, thank you all. Samantha, Kaylee, amazing presentation. I thoroughly enjoyed Mr. B and his wig.
Yes.
That was great.
We love giving him credit where credit is due.
Oh,
Yes, love that. So really quick, we wanted to highlight October. Today's October 1st. October is National Dropout Prevention Month. Project Discovery is a model program with the National Dropout Prevention Center and Network. So we have some really great statistics here about dropout and Project Discovery. We'd love to talk to you about that if you're interested. And then we also wanted to let you know about different resources we have on our website. So if you're interested in a product overview, if you're interested in Career News and Views, which is our newsletter every month, or if you're interested in building a plan for maybe your own Big Mac Beanery, maybe for another transition program, let us know. We would love to help you build something out. We also are about to open up, this is like hot off the press news, office hours where you can come and chat with us at Education Associates about any questions you have about our curriculum, about data collection, I think, really anything. So that'll be upcoming. So make sure you're subscribed to our newsletter to hear more about that in the future. And then if you want more Webinar Wednesdays, more of what we're doing today, it's all on our website, so be sure to check it out. We also have a placement checklist. So here's some photos of some of our materials that we offer, and how you find out which kit, which series, which curriculum is right for you and your students. So we would love to have you chat with us about that. Or if you want to see a curriculum sample, we have those too. So you can see a little bit of what we offer. Here again is that QR code for the Gary Bates Memorial Award. It's a $1,000 cash prize. And we would love to see you all apply if you're using our materials. And then if you want to join our Facebook group, here again is that QR code. If you miss the QR codes, no worries. We will have these slides out to you on Friday. And once again, thank you to everyone who came out to our webinar Wednesday today. We're finishing a few minutes early, so we hope you have a wonderful Wednesday and a good afternoon. Thank you all for coming. Thank you, Kaylee and Samantha, once again for presenting.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Everyone have
Awesome
a wonderful
job, ladies.
afternoon.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank you all. Bye.
Bye.